Hey, Doug Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and today we have our weekend edition for line moves and free picks, and we're excited about that. A lot of football. I've got football covered for you for 3 days, starting today, and we also got a couple of baseball games. So we got a total of 6 picks for you today. So we're doing well with everything. 209 and 173 on these free picks, either on these videos or at the website, going back obviously a significant amount of time. So that's all good. And yesterday we were very solid with our plays, 3-0 altogether, 2 in the NFL, Tampa Bay and Baltimore, and also on the over with Texas and the White Sox. So we'll see if we can continue that. And if that is something of interest to go along with other sharp guys like Sean Higgs yesterday, who had a winner, as did Dennis Macklin, so gave us 5-0 on our premium picks across the board. You can become a VPID Inner Circle member for just $99, and I'll give you a $25 rebate the same day. You heard that right. $25 rebate on your purchase of $99 for the entire month. Plus, you're going to get all of our great systems, which continue to roll. Vegas Wise Guy plays, or not Vegas, West Coast Wise Guys plays. Those are sharp. Lots of trends that can help you, not only just in football and baseball, but we also cover the CFL and the WNBA for those of you that like to partake in that. So lots of information, lots of winners, $99. You're going to get a rebate on top of that. So consider that. So hey, let's get to the free picks. First up, a game that is absolutely not the marquee game of the day. San Francisco is hosting Philadelphia tonight. And wow, the public just pounded this game, taking the Giants from -125 to -160, in spite of the fact that Matt Moore is pitching for the Giants. Yeah, that Matt Moore with 3 wins and an ERA of 5.71 this far into the season. Yet they're going up against the Phillies' Zach Eflin, who basically is as bad. He just doesn't have as many starts. He's got an ERA even higher, almost a 6. And the Phillies on the road, ooh, nasty. 19 and 45. In this game, I'm just going to have a lean on it because this is a hold your nose pick on this one, and I'll lean with the Giants on that. Next up, everybody's favorite, right? The Yankees and the Red Sox. Well, maybe not everybody's, but that's what we got. And the total on this game went from 9 to 9.5 as Boston looks to expand their lead by winning another series against the Yankees. So we'll see how that all plays out. I don't agree, though, with the total going up. I think it's going to go the other way with Jordan Montgomery going against Drew Pomeranz. And the reason that I say that is that when you look at the two teams, is that when they face left-handed starters, their numbers are down. Basically 10% in terms of scoring as to what they normally do. So I think that's a favor for a lower score. Also the fact that at Fenway Park, when the total is 9 or 9.5, Boston is 17 and 7 under. Yeah, a little surprising, right? But that's exactly what it is. So we're going to go with the lower score on that one. Now we're going to start with some football talk now. We'll go with tonight's game, which is Minnesota at Seattle. Football's a funny game from a fan's perspective. Going into the season, Seattle was among the favorites in the NFC at almost any sportsbook odds that you looked at to win the NFC. But so last week they played Los Angeles Chargers. Wow, I'm still getting used to that, and they beat them by 31 points, 48-17. So what happens? Because of what happened in an exhibition game, Seattle now, almost every book is the favorite, okay? Everybody was so impressed by how they played in the first week of the exhibition season that they got pounded. So that's what you get. And along with that, they also went up a point to -4 against Minnesota. However, I'm not getting on the Seattle bandwagon just yet, okay? Especially at this point of the season, and because what I see is that Minnesota is 9-1 against the spread in August the last 3 years, and then I have a kind of an interesting system, is that teams that are off a win by 14 or more points, facing a team that scored 3 or less points in their last preseason game, are only 4 and 23 against spread the next time out. That's right. So you know which way I'm going, the Minnesota Vikings on this one. Next up, we got some Saturday action for you. The first one is going to be Kansas City and at Cincinnati. Now, Kansas City looked rather poor last week. They lost to San Francisco 27-17 and were outgained by 247 yards. Now, Kansas City playing poorly in the preseason is not news. They have a long history of doing this, not unlike the Dallas Cowboys, because they really don't care about winning. They want to put their best 53-man roster together. So that's what they're interested in, watching certain players, identifying strengths and weaknesses of the team where they can improve. That's what matters, not about how they perform from a score standpoint in the preseason. Now, they're going to be facing Cincinnati, who didn't look, who did play pretty well last week. I think they won 23-12 over Tampa Bay, who looked quite good actually last night. I have to say, at least particularly the first half, they look. I should qualify that. They played pretty well. But Kansas City, if they're off a home loss by 10 or more points in the preseason, 0-7 against the spread. If they're on the road in the next game, Cincinnati's the play for me here with this, because Cincinnati went from -2 to +2.5. So Cincinnati over Kansas City. We have another Saturday game also to consider, which is Denver and San Francisco. Now, San Francisco went from -1 to -2.5 against Denver. And, Kyle Shanahan, he had his team prepared, new coach. And one of the things that I think he knows is that he wants to change the culture in this environment. And he knows the roster is going to take a little bit more time, in order to do that. So, get them winning even now, which could carry over into the regular season, particularly to start the season for this team. So I think that's what his mission is. And so they're going to take victories wherever they can find them. The thing is, though, Denver has the superior team, which we understand, compared to San Francisco. But they also have a new coach, right? Vance Joseph. And he has kind of the same agenda, except for the fact that he knows he doesn't have to win the preseason, but he wants to set the right tone, the right tenor this time of year. So I look at this. Denver now is 12-3 as an underdog against the spread at 3 points or less at 2.5. I think Denver is going to be the play. Now let's move ahead to Sunday. Now I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves in this line. Could certainly change, but we got Atlanta at Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh won last week 20-12 over the New York Giants, despite only having 226 yards of total offense. But bettors weren't buying it. Pittsburgh's at home, and they opened up at -2, and now they're 2.5-point underdog against Atlanta. I honestly have to agree with this, and particularly when I dug around, found some more information. Get this: the Steelers 0-8 against the spread off an upset road as a road underdog in the month of August. So that's how you got Atlanta -2.5 to play. So hey, Doug Upstone for VegasProInsidersDaily.com. Make sure you check out all the information that we have. You can become, as I mentioned, a VPID Inner Circle member, or you can just become a regular member as well. Whatever you choose, check it all out. Got a new website coming. I got to do some homework, in fact, on it this weekend. So that's in the works. So a lot of exciting things going on. Look forward to talking to you next week, and good luck this weekend, and see if we can get some more profits for you. And as of right now, I am out.